Hey guys, happy Friday. Hope everyone's had a great week so far and is looking forward to the weekend. I know I am. Got another episode here for you. I want to talk a little bit about my favorite Pac-12 team. I know I give the Pac-12 a lot of shit, and it seems like nobody really is paying too much attention to them, but I'm really looking forward to watching USC this year. I saw them a couple times last year on the Pac-12 After Dark games, which I personally love. I know some of the guys in the college football road trip crew and discussion group also like watching those Pac-12 After Dark games. For some reason, Pac-12 fans don't like anything more than a 1 o'clock in the afternoon game. They got shit to do afternoons. I don't know. I don't really care. But I think the Pac-12 After Dark is great. So USC coming right out of the gate, 8-5 last year. Overall 7-2 in the Pac-12, which is good for second place in the Pac-12 South. I think they can meet that, if not exceed that this year. Definitely not going to go 8-5. I think they're going to go maybe 10-2, 9-3 if things shake out. Got a new offensive coordinator come from Texas. Texas Longhorns, that is, not just the state, but Todd Orlando. Texas, as you know, had a really great passing attack last year. Good running QB in Ellinger. I don't think they're going to run the QB with Keaton Slovis. He's not in the same stature as Ellinger, but Slovis, true sophomore, coming off a great season, 3,500 yards, 30 TDs, and I think only 9 picks, which is a really big deal, really good ratio. Coming back for sophomore year, the wide receivers on USC are freaking stacked. They are loaded. And I think the guy who finished 4th or 5th last year in receptions was a true freshman running back, Keenan Christian. Also, speaking of running backs, let's get back to the wide receivers first. They lose Michael Pittman to the NFL. I think he got drafted by the Colts. But they bring back Amon St. Brown and Tyler Bonds. Tyler Bonds, in my opinion, is the best wide receiver of the group. I know a lot of people will think it'll be Amon St. Brown, but I think it's Tyler Bonds. Bonds last year, 913 yards receiving, 6 TDs. Amon St. Brown, over 1,000 yards receiving and 6 TDs. Michael Pittman was the big guy with 11 TD catches. But they're bringing back a lot of guys on that wide receiver group. And the running backs were running backs by committee. 2 of them were freshmen. One of them I just mentioned, Keenan Christian, 4th or 5th on the team in total receptions. He's a dual threat out of the backfield. He should probably be the bell cow this year, running the football and making plays out of the backfield. Defensively, they're very talented, but they haven't finished better than 5th in the Pac-12 defensively in the last couple of years. That should change this year with 9 of the 11 starters coming back. So the defense should be their strong suit, and we've already mentioned that great passing attack with Keaton Slovis and those wide receivers. New offensive coordinator Todd Orlando likes to throw it around. The problem is they're replacing both offensive tackles. If they can kind of make that work, they should be much, much improved this year. They've got talent in the junior and senior classes. Going back to 2018, they were ranked number 3 nationally recruiting and number 1 in the Pac-12 recruiting. Last year, 2020, not so good. 64th nationally. That's not going to cut it. 2019, 18th nationally. That's not going to cut it, but they're ranked, I think, 4th and 5th in the Pac-12. So they're kind of in the middle recruiting the Pac-12. But Helton seems like the poor bastard's coaching for his freaking job every single game. Something happens off the field. Something happens from past teams. It seems like it's always falling on him. They've replaced AD after AD, presidents. Dude's still there. Players love him. They want to play for him. But for some reason, it seems like the poor bastard's coaching for his job every game. This year, I think they get it done. They don't have a super favorable schedule, but it's not murderer's row either. Now, I say that, first game out of the gate, I think it's Arlington, Texas against Alabama. Good for them. It's not a Pac-12 game. So they're going to lose that game. The rest of the schedule shakes out pretty good. They've got a game at Oregon late in the season. Oregon's replacing Justin Herbert, gone to the NFL, replacing a bunch of guys on the team. Mario Cristobal is recruiting at an elite level, but if you this is the year basically to get Oregon. If you don't do it this year, it's going to be tough. Even though USC has been recruiting well for this current class, you're not going to out-recruit Oregon right now. That machine's rolling. Phil Knight's money. But schedule shakes out favorable for them. You go at Stanford, they're not the team they were. At Arizona, at Utah, at UCLA, these are all winnable games. If they can get Oregon, they've got a chance to do something in the conference. Now you finish the season with Notre Dame. Notre Dame is bringing a lot of guys back, including Ian Book. That should be a win for Notre Dame. It's at home. Still, I think Notre Dame's going to win that game. So you're looking at right now the two losses that I think right off the gate are non-conference games. So this can definitely shape up for them taking that South Division in the Pac-12, meeting up Oregon again in the Pac-12 championship. We'll see what happens. I think they're going to do great things this year. They're loaded offensively. They got a lot of experience comeback defense. Things work out well for them. Easily Pac-12 South champions, and hopefully more going forward, because with nobody, like I said earlier, nobody really paying attention to the Pac-12, having USC right the ship, get back on track, getting all those guys from LA and the surrounding areas to commit, all that talented players. They've been losing a lot of players out of that area lately. They can start getting those guys coming in, and college football is much, much better off with a strong USC team. And a strong Oregon team too. We all know they're going to be there. But I think USC, with that rich tradition, college football just benefits with having them be back where they belong in the top 10, top 12 teams in the country. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Hit the subscribe button or don't, whatever. It's a free country. But if you do, check us out. Should have another video later this weekend for you. Everybody have a great weekend.